Grand Rising. Just wanted to come because something was put in my mind. I'm sure it was the Most High putting this on my mind and kind of wanted to share with the family. If the world is such a loving place and they always fight for justice for all, then how come not one nation has ever said, hey, we see the plight of you so called Negroes. We see the things that the United States has done and continues to do to you. We see the injustice that you have had to endure. You know what we're going to do is if you want to, you can come and immigrate to our country. And if you come and immigrate to our country, we will allow you to come, move in. We'll give you benefits. We'll give you, I don't know, free health care. We'll give you free education. We'll give you free housing. We'll give you money. We'll give you an opportunity to buy property, and we'll give you an opportunity to build generational wealth just because we see how America has treated you, and we want to do the right thing. If America won't do the right thing, then we'll do the right thing, and we'll invite you to come and live within our borders. How come, all these so called Christian nations, these so called Christians that just love each other and love everyone, how come not one nation has ever really done that for us? I mean, just a thought, because our nation here apparently has been doing that with everyone else. They've allowed all these other people to come over here, no strings attached, and get all of these benefits. But it doesn't reciprocate. How come they never offered our people? I mean, you'll hear people talk about, well, America, you guys have treated your black population like this, and you treated black people like this, and you guys don't want to bring up how you can't talk about human rights when you treated people within your borders so badly. Well, if the whole world has been sitting around and watching, how come not one nation has said, hey, you guys can come live here. You Negroes, you can come live here. You can come over here with us. We'll give you benefits. We'll give you an opportunity to assimilate into our country. Where is all the love? Is what I want to know. Because when you make people do the whole pledge of allegiance, it's promising like justice for all at the end. But everyone is well aware that we have not received justice. But no one actually lends a hand. No one tries to help. Why is that? Why is it that this country won't help people here, but they'll help people abroad? Why are we still helping Ish if we did nothing to harm them? Why are we giving them money hand over fist every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year? And it's not even open for debate. How does that work out exactly that, we're giving them all this money for what? Ukraine. I'm sorry, is Ukraine the 51st state? I said they've been giving them money hand over fist for years, taking care of everything that they need for years. But again, not any of these countries do that for us. They're always talking about giving aid to this country, giving aid to that country, free Palestine, help the Palestinians. But again, where are all these other countries, these rich countries? How come these other countries have not invited us to come and stay with them? How come Russia has not invited us to stay over there? If they know who we are and they're showing the pictures of who we are as a people and they know all these things, then how come they haven't invited the Israelites in? If you remember that the guy with the little funny mustache talked about how we're the people, and people are going to realize that when they realize that who we are, that the United States has the jewels of the Most High in their possession, then that's what's going to start World War III. Well, if they all know these things, then how come they haven't tried to treat Israel correctly? How come they haven't tried to get the jewels of the Most High to come to them, and then they help? Why is that? Because it's like all these countries, they know who we are, but then they're all confederate with not helping. There's something to kind of think about. right? Because again, it is knowing the truth the thing, or is it because you have you're confederate against the Most High's chosen people? You're Psalms 83. You guys have made a tumult. You guys have made an agreement that no one will help us. I mean, and that goes back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, and everyone getting a part of their voluptuousness. So is that would pretty much hold your hand back from helping the Most High's people, because you've already received your voluptuousness, you've already received your blessings, and therefore when you receive that, there is no way that you could actually help the Most High's chosen people until it's too late. They're just kind of things just to kind of think about. Just, Most High puts on my heart to kind of bring out, because of course you're not going to get this from any other nations. They're not going to have these kinds of discussions. I said, even when, I guess it goes back to even like when all your religions have been proven to be false, you still go to the churches. Even when you've realized that, you have the pontifical secret. So therefore, these priests can rape little children and rape nuns and do all these diabolical acts. But then you can't even speak out against that. You can't say anything about it. You play dumb, so if someone will bring it up to you, you go, oh, I didn't know. Even though it's all over the news and it's all over their history, the things that they've been doing to little children. So is that all part of Psalms 83 when you guys make that, when you guys make that covenant that you cannot bring this out, you cannot talk bad against it, you cannot, separate yourself from it, because really you're following down the path. You're no different than the ones who did the crime, because you're not actually speaking out against it. Your silence is compliance. And see, is that why you have this fatigue now? Because see, you talk about black fatigue. Everyone talk black fatigue. Well, again, the black fatigue that is really concerning, or that's really affecting you, is not black people. It's a very small percentage. Less than 1% is what's causing all your fatigue. The ones who are bringing out all this knowledge that you've all been, pretty much coming together to ignore or to silence. When we talk about the history of your country, and no one else does. When we talk about how you coming over here in 1492 is in Revelation 6 and 8 and on, nobody talks about that, because you want to make it sound like the Bible stopped in 70 AD, and all your actions after that don't mean anything. But it's actually all those actions after that has been what's actually been fulfilling the scriptures. Many of the prophecies have already been fulfilled, but your churches still make it seem as if that's something that's going to happen in the future in order to cover up their actions in the past. So see, as all the people, I guess it's micro and macro. Micro, you got all these people that are around us that all agree that we don't need reparations. We're not going to get reparations, okay? But a macro is the same kind of a thing. All these countries who are aware of our ill treatment here in the States, and they say nothing. They don't fight for us. So again, when you go back to if you bless Israel, you'll be blessed. If you curse Israel, you'll be cursed. That is a micro and macro level. It's actually working with individuals. It's also working against nations. So as you continue to just go down this road and you talk about black fatigue, and again, Blassos aren't going to save you. The Blassos are in the same position you're in. You put them in those positions. You gave them a little bit of social status, so that therefore now all they're going to do is just pretty much be your little guard dogs. But they're little guard dogs with no teeth. They have absolutely no teeth whatsoever, because they just pretty much say the same things that you say, with no history, with no receipts, with nothing backing up what they say. Just like that woman we talked about yesterday, talking about, make sure you sweep your own porch before you come over and sweep someone else's porch. But that's what all of you guys do. You guys all are confederate with lying about what's happened to us, when all of you haven't swept your own porch. None of you have talked about the history of how you've been benefiting from our downfall. And now, since you've already benefited from it, you can't be one of the ones who stands up for our people, because you're guilty. And anytime if you open up your mouth whatsoever, the guilt will just come right out, because it hasn't just been one group that's been pretty much, exploiting our people. It's been all groups. And the fact that no one will even has never even offered to help us from all these other nations, shows that you're all guilty. Much love, family. Shalom.